The ICEVI, the Nippon Foundation Mathematics Package for Teachers video series, Abacus as a Mathematical Tool. Title of the video: Division involving 4-digit dividend and 3-digit divisor. Example: 1758 divided by 324. Let us set the dividend 1758 in the extreme right of the abacus and set the divisor 324 in the left extreme of the abacus. As the highest digit of the divisor 3 is larger than the highest digit of the dividend, there is no need to skip a column in setting the quotient. Therefore, the quotient should be set to the immediate left of the dividend. As 1 is smaller than 3, we have to take 17, the first 2 digits of the dividend, for calculating the assumed quotient. Let us take 17 and ask how many 3's in 17 by saying 5 and 2/3. We can consider that as almost 6 and reduce 1 from there and treat 5 as the assumed quotient. Let us multiply 5 with 324 and subtract the same from the dividend 1758. Let us multiply 5 with 3, which is 15. That should be subtracted from the thousands column and the hundreds column. That is 1 subtracted from the thousands column and 5 subtracted from the hundreds column. Let us multiply 5 with 2, which is 10. That should be subtracted from the hundreds column and the tens column. Let us multiply 5 with 4, that is 20. That should be subtracted from the tens column and the units column. That is, 5 is cleared in the tens column. That is, instead of 2, we have cleared 5, and in order to compensate this, we have to add 3 in the lower abacus of the tens column and subtract 0 from the units column. The answer is 5 as the quotient and 138 as the remainder. In this problem, we took some risk assuming that 5 and 2/3 can be considered almost as 6 and treated 5 as the assumed quotient. Consider that we go with the strict procedure of assumed quotient. Let us reset the problem now and do it. 1, 7, 5 and 8. Here there are 5 3's in 17, and let us reduce 1 from 5 and set 4 as the assumed quotient. Let us see what happens when 4 is multiplied with 3 to 4 and subtracted from the dividend. That is, 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. That should be subtracted from the thousands column and the hundreds column. Now 4 is multiplied with 2, that is 8. That is 0 subtracted from the hundreds column and 8 subtracted from the tens column. As we cannot subtract there, we subtract 1 from the hundreds column and add 2 in the tens column. So that means in the hundreds column we subtract 5 and add 4. In the tens column we simply add 2. Finally, we have to multiply 4 with 4, which is 16. That should be subtracted from the tens column and the units column. Now let us look at the divisor, which is 3 to 4, which is smaller than the remainder, which is 4, 6, 2. There is no need to reset the problem. Simply add 1 to the quotient. That means we make 5 as the quotient, and to compensate that excess 1 should be multiplied with 3 to 4 and subtracted from 4, 6, 2. That is 3 subtracted from the hundreds column and 2 subtracted from the tens column. That is clear 5 and add 3 in the tens column. And finally 4 should be subtracted from the units column. That means we can't do that, and subtract 1 from the tens column and add 6 in the units column. The remainder we get is 138. This again indicates that taking an assumed quotient on the lower side is safe, and adjustment may be made in the quotient if necessary.